What's up, guys? ZFarls here with the new Legends today in Ultimate Team, and it's an all Ed Legend round. We're going through, we just talked about Thanksgiving in our last Ultimate Team video, so make sure to check that out because, you know, there's a new Herman Moore who we went over in our last video, and he's going to compare to the Ed McCaffery, so you should figure out, you know, which one you want to go after if you're going to be around for Thanksgiving, or if you should just dive in for Big Ed. Big Ed, though, has 6'5". This guy's a New York Giant in my mind, not a Denver Bronco. Dan Reeves, third-round pick. Love some Ed McCaffery. Three-time Super Bowl champ, I think. And 6'5", 95 route running. Was not expecting this in any way. 94 catch in traffic and 90 spec with 92 release. This Ed McCaffery, he's an inch taller than the Herman Moore. He's got better route running a long way. Doesn't have the spec, but I think the catch in traffic is more important. Based on the Tim Brown I've used, based on the Marvin Harrison I've used, I'm a really big fan of catch in traffic. Mixed with this route running and the height, I am shocked about how good this Ed McCaffery is. Third round pick for the Giants. I am going after this guy all the way. Big time fan of Ed McCaffery, and I think he's going to play well. I don't know where I'm going to fit him in my lineup yet, what exactly I'm going to do with him, but there's a spot for this guy. And then Ed Too Tall Jones. Now, the question is, like, is this guy too tall? Does 6'9" height matter? I think it does. I think it is important. I don't think he's too tall. You know, you might say, like, is he going to bump into guys? Is he going to, like, try and come around the edge and, like, get contextually aware? 93 strength at the end, 94 block shed. We have 94 power move. Now, the finesse move is the only knock on Too Tall Jones, who's 6'9", you can maybe drop him into some coverage, drop him into flat zones, man him up a little bit. We used to use a guy named Marcus Hunt at 6'8", Michael Johnson 6'7", Julius Peppers 6'7". You guys know that height is super valuable. He's an end, not a linebacker, so the Hendricks last time, in the last Legend, was taller, or wasn't as tall, but you know, he's a linebacker, so you can do more with the linebacker position. It's tough to use her a left end and then find a way to get him off the line of scrimmage and stuff, but I'm really excited about his strength and block shed. I think he's going to stop the run really well. Is he, you know, can you pay $300K for this guy? No, but if he comes down to that normal Legend price of $125, like, this is a guy you got to consider picking up in your lineup. So, really big fan of Too Tall Jones. Don't think that his height hurts him in any way. I think it's actually a benefit, especially if you're manning up ends and having them drop into coverage. You want this guy's size to do that. He's fast enough to do it. I thought my concern was going to be he was going to be like slow, like George Murasan, and that's not the case at all. He's great. This is a really good Legend. We broke down Thanksgiving in our last review, but we just wanted to touch on a couple of the football outsiders and Haloti Ngata. So I would pass on the Haloti Ngata for right now, where his price is. I think he's got good strength and good power move for a DT, but he's a little slower, and you can just get more beef for cheap to stop the run. And I love his play rec. I'm just saying, sell him and then get him back later when his price comes down. Ben Watson, pretty balanced for the most part here, but there's also some other really good tight ends like Eifert, Kelsey, like that type of balance, just great, solid option. You know, the new Witten, who's going to be, you know, flashbacks are expensive, so I just can't say you go for this Witten at that cost, but there's nothing wrong with him. I think he's really good. Hodges, nothing to report here, could be a salary cap guy. Scherf, super low pass block, got to pass. Cam Jordan at 87 matches up with like the Tuitt, matches up with some of the other options in the Thanksgiving, like the Ansah. Like, I think you pass on the Jordan because of the little bit low block shed, but I think you could certainly use them and be pretty happy about it. Hecker with 93 punt is pretty good. And then I want to give a shout out to Marcus Peters, who is up to 91 speed. This guy came out at like an 83, which I thought was pretty low, but he's been earning items like you read about, and he's now up to 91 speed, 88 man, 86 zone, 92 press. Now, I want to see his press and his play rec flipped, but I think the next Peters we get, if it's 92 speed, 93 speed, 90 man, 90 play rec, that's the Peters we're looking out for. But he started out low, and I was like, Peters may not be viable this year. He's made himself super viable. If there's another promo that comes out where, you know, he gets a reward for being, you know, Pro Bowl or whatever, who knows? But like, big fan of Peters. Now that he's back in, I don't know. I go this one. I think the newer Cromartie's better, depending on price. If this guy stays way up, but overall, just did want to give him a shout out. If you guys want to see my thoughts on Dak Prescott, check my Thanksgiving video on this channel. Check my thoughts on Shazier and Barr, who's the better user. Check for my thoughts on this new Reggie Bush, what you can do with him for Thanksgiving. But today was just for the legends, and hopefully this video, guys, helps you out. If it did, make sure to drop a like in the comments. Let me know which of these two Eds you're going to consider adding to your lineup. And we'll talk next time with more Ultimate Team. This is ZFarls saying lock up.